The day I married the woman I loved, my own family erased me from their lives. They said she wasn't one of us. For 9 years, not a single phone call, no birthdays, no holidays, nothing. Then one morning, after my wife's company became worth $44 million, my mother appeared at my front door carrying a list of demands. What happened next changed our family forever. I never imagined that falling in love would cost me my family. When I introduced Maya to my parents, I believed they would see what I saw: kind, intelligent, hard-working woman who treated everyone with respect. Instead, they only saw the color of her skin. At first they hid their feelings behind fake smiles. But after we announced our engagement, everything changed. My father called me into his office and said, "If you marry her, don't expect to come back." I thought he was angry and would calm down. He never did. The day we got married, none of my family came. My mother didn't call. My brothers blocked my number. My grandparents returned every wedding invitation unopened. It felt like I had buried my entire family while they were still alive. The first few years were difficult. Money was tight. We lived in a tiny apartment where rain leaked through the ceiling. Some nights we shared one meal because paying rent mattered more than eating well. But Maya never complained. Every night after work she sat at her laptop building a software company she believed could change small businesses forever. People laughed at her idea. Investors rejected her dozens of times. Friends told us to give up, but she refused. She said, "Success belongs to the people who keep going after everyone else quits." 9 years passed. 9 years without a birthday message. 9 years without a Christmas card. 9 years without hearing my mother's voice. Then everything changed overnight. A major investment firm bought shares in Maya's company. The business went public. News channels covered the story everywhere. Our net worth suddenly crossed $44 million. The headlines celebrated Maya as one of the country's most successful entrepreneurs. 2 weeks later, someone knocked on our front door. When I opened it, my mother stood there. She smiled like nothing had happened. She hugged me before I could react. Then she handed me several sheets of paper. "I made a list," she said. "It included paying off my brother's mortgages, buying my parents a luxury house, funding expensive vacations, setting up trust funds, and giving several relatives jobs in Maya's company." Not once did she apologize. Not once did she ask how we survived those 9 years. She only talked about money. I looked at Maya. She quietly nodded, letting me decide. I took the papers, folded them carefully, and handed them back. Then I said something my mother never expected. "You abandoned us when we had nothing. You don't get to return because we have everything." For the first time in my life, she had no answer. She stood silently at the door. Before leaving, she whispered, "We're still family." I replied, "Family doesn't disappear when life gets hard. Family stands beside you before success, not after it." She walked away without another word. Months later, one of my younger cousins secretly contacted me. He apologized for everything our family had done. Unlike everyone else, he wanted nothing except forgiveness. We met for coffee. He admitted he had always admired Maya but had been too afraid to speak against the family. That conversation reminded me something important. Not everyone should pay forever for someone else's mistakes. Today, Maya and I help young entrepreneurs from every background build businesses. We support scholarships for students who face discrimination. Because real wealth isn't measured by money. It's measured by the number of lives you can change. And that's something no family can ever. Sometimes the people who leave you during your darkest days are the same people who return when your future shines the brightest. Never confuse shared blood with unconditional love. Respect is earned, loyalty is proven, and true family stands beside you long before success arrives.